Insurance bombshell. Nothing ever made sense about anything we were told about insurance. When Tim Renfrew gave out the comparable table in the January meeting last year and gave his pitch for his $10 million insurance policy for 24, red flags began to wave. On the sheet he provided, it had estimate $7.5 million for 2023. Joe asked why the word estimate was written for an insurance policy from a year ago. CFO Arnold reluctantly admitted it should not have the word estimate. Joe then asked how the insurance policy grew by $500,000 when the vote was for $7 million, not $7.5 million. No one could provide an answer. What did the deadbeat council reps do about an extra $500,000 that came out of nowhere? Just what you would expect them to do. Absolutely nothing. Vice Mayor Rayleigh asked for their vote for the $10 million 2024 policy. What did the deadbeat council reps do? They raised their hands like the train seals they are and voted for Tim Renfrew to charge you $10 million for 2024. Included in that $10 million policy was auto insurance. Tim said that was $600,000. What? How many cars were insured? CFO Keith Arnold mumbled out a few answers. 57, 59, 58, depending on what day he was asked the question. How can it possibly cost over $10,000 per car a year for insurance, I asked him. It's commercial insurance. It's more expensive, he dribbled out. What did the deadbeat council reps do? Absolutely nothing, except raise their hands like the train seals they are and voted on a $10 million policy. Was the $7.5 million and $10 million recorded anywhere on CFO Arnold's financials? No, nowhere in sight. Was the payment for the $7.5 million and $10 million policies recorded anywhere on CFO Arnold's financials? No, nowhere in sight. Did the deadbeat council reps ask where the $17.5 million was over 2 years for the loan or the payment of the policies? No. That would require a brain. January 25 came around. Tim Renfrew once again returned to give his snake oil pitch for insurance for 2025. Tim is Vice Mayor Rayleigh and Bogan's very special man, who Bogan failed to disclose works for him in his insurance company, Atlantic Mutual. Bogan claimed in a meeting,
I just wanted to clarify something, because there's a nasty, rumor that's going around, and I want to clarify just to make sure everybody knows this. I have no vested interest in the current agent.
I have no vested interest in the current agent, claimed Bogan. The lawyer on retainer, the Commissioner of Broward, stated he had no vested interest in Tim Renfrew when Tim Renfrew is listed as an agent on his website, Atlantic Mutual Insurance. Bogan was asked if he had any business association with Tim Renfrew in that infamous meeting he attended, where he defended why Tim should remain the broker of record. That was also the meeting Bogan became unhinged and threatened to file more lawsuits because he was asked if the owners were paying his legal bills for his multiple lawsuits. Stick a pin in that. More to come. Bogan dodged the question if he had a business association with Tim Renfrew and obfuscated.
Business relationship.
No, I don't have.
You don't have a business relationship.
I don't have a business. What I mean, a business. Do I talk to him when we have claims and he calls our firm because the insurance carrier doesn't cover it? Absolutely.
Right.
Do I get paid by him? No, he's not my client.
Unless you make a contract. But you have a business relationship.
No, I do not have an attorney-client relationship with him.
Right, attorney.
I'm not his attorney, sir.
Right.
But that's what Philippa Sklaar has said. Another lie that she said about this relationship.
Okay.
What lie would that be? That you have a business relationship with Tim Renfrew? Notice how he stammered over the question if he had a business relationship with Tim. After spluttering and stumbling over the answer, he segued into not being his lawyer. That is what is defined as obfuscation, refusing to answer the question by responding with something that wasn't asked. He was so flummoxed he began to ask, what does it mean to have a business relationship? And then went into a word salad that had nothing to do with the question. He stated that Tim doesn't pay him. No one asked if he did. The question, Commissioner Bogan, is if you pay Tim. That is called a business relationship. You forgot to mention that part. Did you disclose that Tim is one of your agents for your company, Atlantic Mutual? You see, because if you didn't, that's a bit of a problem. You're a commissioner and a lawyer. Would you describe this as a conflict of interest when you worked so hard to ensure that Tim remained as the insurance agent for Wynmoor and failed to disclose that he works for you?
My name is Tim Renfro, and I'm with Travers Hartnett Insurance Agency. I'm excited when I first learned about this policy. It's a great policy that I honestly believe every association, every insured should take a serious look at it, and I can't imagine someone not being able to justify buying it. In my opinion, I offer this to all of my residential community associations.
And Bogan was unsure what a business relationship was. All this time, for over a year, owners were denied the list of insured vehicles and drivers on the actual policy. The best CFO Arnold was prepared to provide was an office-generated piece of paper listing the vehicles from Tim Renfrew who had Travelers written on the top of the page. Travelers is the insurance company Tim and CFO Arnold have repeatedly said is the company that has insured the vehicles and drivers. CFO Arnold argued that the insured list of vehicles and drivers were not official records, even though they are, and even though it's a third-degree felony to deny owners official records. Why would he take this risk? Why would any of them? What could they possibly be hiding? After all, Bogan told CBS they had nothing to hide.
Why don't they provide evidence that the money is there, that they're looking after it? What are they hiding? They have nothing to hide.
Absolutely zero.
Nothing to hide, except every document you are fighting to hide, even when subpoenaed. Tim stood at the mic in the January 2025 meeting and spluttered that auto insurance was going up by $300,000.
Tim Renfro with Travers Hartnett Insurance, your commercial insurance. In with the exception of the excess and the auto at that time. Unfortunately, the reason that we didn't have those at that time was because we've had a unfortunate auto claim that looks like it could be $2.5 to $3 million loss. So it happened in a parking lot. It happened with a vehicle backing up. Okay, Wynmoor had all the precautions and you have all the procedures. Appears that possibly someone was not watching the vehicle back up. I can't really go, because of privacy, I really can't go into details in public about a claim, but it is going to be a large claim. Okay? It's going to be a very large claim.
How many tells did you count? How many stumbles, movements, fudging, fidgeting did he make? The biggest tell was Wynmoor had all the precautions you had all the procedures. Why mention Wynmoor having all the precautions and procedures? No one doubted they didn't have them. After all, the owners paid $600,000 for an auto policy. Why wouldn't they be in place? Or did they? As you know, I never believe a single word any of them say, and certainly not when it comes to insurance. I requested the police report for this accident since they refused to give any details. I had to sign an affidavit that I would not disclose any personal information. When I received it, I gasped. I didn't think these people could do anything more to shock me. I looked at the page. No, it couldn't be. I read it again. I gasped louder. I kept gasping and staring at the police report. In the portion of the report under insurance policy number was written, self-insured. What the self-insured? What about the $600,000 owners were charged last year? Where did that money go? Where is the $900,000 for the auto policy gone for this year, if they are still self-insured, or for any year for that matter, since no one knows what the truth is? Where has all the money gone? Why were the owners not told they were self-insured? Self-insurance was often brought up in meetings, and all of them argued that it was a bad idea. If they are self-insured, where is the line item in Wynmoor's financials that should be set aside for self-insurance as regulated by the state? What else is self-insured? Is everything self-insured? How long have they been self-insured? Is this why they refuse to provide the actual insurance policies? Is this why Bogan attended every meeting when a new broker of record was discussed to ensure Tim remained so no one would find out? Is this why you have never received the insured list of drivers and vehicles on any insurance company's document? Is this part of the missing $20,500,000 that the auditor could not explain? Anyone still believe that all is fine and dandy in Wynmoor, that your money is safe, protected, well looked after? Anyone still need convincing that Vice Mayor Rayleigh, Bandler, Arnold and Bogan act in your best interests? Evidence does not lie. A police report does not lie. Documents do not lie. Do you believe me now? Vote March 11th. Vice Mayor Rayleigh does not deserve to have any position, not in Wynmoor, not as a city official, not anywhere.